Hey guys, my name's Yvette and welcome to my DIY channel, and I hope that you guys are having a great day. So for today's video, I wanted to share with you guys how to make really simple and easy candle holders, and the best thing about these is that they're abstract, so you don't have to worry about them like being perfect or anything. So let's get started. Okay guys, so for this project, I'm going to be using Daz clay because it's my favorite. So grab a chunk of whatever clay you're using and roll it into a big ball. Now grab any tapered candle that you have, and excuse all the dried clay on this one, and just push it into the middle of that clay ball you just made. And push it in deep enough to where the candle will stand on its own. Remove the candle, and then using some water just smooth out any rough spots that your little candle holder may have. Once you like how it looks, just set it aside to dry. Take another chunk of clay and this time roll it out to look kind of like a pole. Now I'm going to bend the ends up to make it look like a U. And you guys see how it looks like it has all of these little bumps right here, like in the middle part. I'm just gonna take some water in my hand and I'm gonna blend it out. Right here, I'm pushing down on the clay to make the bottom a little bit more flat, and then right here you guys can see that it is flatter than it was before. Here I'm just taking my candle and I'm making sure that the clay is wide enough for me to fit my candle in there. I'm taking my loop tool and I'm just going to scrape out some of the clay where my candle is going to go. Now I'm going to take my candle and I'm going to wiggle it in there and make sure it fits. Once again, I'm taking my loop tool and I'm just going to scrape out some more of that extra clay from the middle. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Right here, I'm just pressing this candle holder down against the table to make sure that the top is flat. And then you guys can see right here that now it's evenly flat. I'm just going to make sure to wiggle in my candle holder on both sides one more time to make sure it fits, and to make the holes a little looser because air dried clay shrinks, and we want to make sure that once this is dry that our candles will still fit, so make sure to make the holes just a little looser. Moving on to our third candle holder, roll out some more clay and shape it into a pole. Using my steel scraper, I'm going to cut the ends off to make sure that they're flat. Right here, I'm pressing down on the clay to make it a little flatter, and I'm going to take my candle to see if the clay is wide enough for it to fit, and it's not wide enough yet, so I'm going to flatten it out just a little bit more. Now I'm going to bend the ends down to make it look like an upside down U. Using my loop tool, I'm just going to scrape out a little bit of the clay from the middle. I'm taking my candle to kind of outline how big the hole should be, and I'm going to use my loop tool again to scrape out that extra clay from the middle. Make sure to check to see if your candle fits in there, and once again, make that hole a little looser than it should be, because I can't stress it enough, air dry clay shrinks and it'll be so tragic if these dry and your candles don't fit inside. Do any last minute touches and set this aside to dry. For our last candle holder, once again, take a big chunk of clay and roll it out into a pole. I'm gonna cut the ends off again using my steel scraper. I'm gonna flatten this out now a little, and then I'm gonna connect the ends. Using my needle tool, I'm just adding some scratches to these ends, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of water and I'm just gonna stick these together, and then I'm just gonna blend the ends together. I'm taking some water and just smoothing out everything using my fingers. And this doesn't have to be perfectly circular because this is not going to be a circle. I'm taking my loop tool and I'm going to scrape out some of the clay where I want my candle to go. And now I'm going to take my candle and push it into the clay to make sure I know how big to make the hole. And it's really hard to see, but as I'm scraping some of that clay out, I'm also pressing down on my candle holder to make the bottom flat. Right here you guys can see it's a bit flatter than it was before. And then I decided to make it even more flat, so you guys can see that right here.
3 days later.
So now our candle holders are dry and this is what they should be looking like, and so now it's time to paint. At first I decided to paint them like a really light brown, and I just did not like how it was looking, so I decided to give them a really crappy white coat of paint, and then I repainted them all. For this candle holder I went with the light ivory. For this little blob, I went with a charcoal black. On this one, I painted it olive green. And this last candle holder, I went with a mauve pink. So this is what our candle holders are looking like now. To tie these all together and make them look like they're part of a set, I'm going to splatter paint all of them with white paint. You should have something that looks like this once you're done splatter painting. The last thing we have to do is seal them, and I'm going to use a matte Mod Podge to do this. And we're done, guys, and this was such an easy and fast little candle holder set to make, and it would make such a nice gift for anyone. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions by leaving a comment, and subscribe for more DIYs, and stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!